But we had just started. We had our first 32 clients. We had 80 clients that we were hosting websites and email for. All the systems went down and we lost 5 days of data. It was horrifying. I mean, horrifying. And it happened because we had a power brownout at our data center. So the data center screwed up on their power feed. My guy wasn't paying attention to his job, and the backups had been failing for 5 days and he ignored the warnings. And I went outside and started crying. Called my dad like a little boy.
There's no crying.
There's no crying in business. There's crying in baseball and there's crying in business. Because when you think that you've just invested 8 years of your life and not making any money for 8 years, and it's all going to evaporate because a data center couldn't keep the power running and your employee wasn't monitoring backup alerts, you cry. You cry.
How'd you get through?
He told me something really important that I think is really, that I've used every single crisis since then, and there have been many. He said, James, relax, remember, this is not everything of who you are. Like life is bigger than this. He said, but really important, what can you do? Because you're talking about a lot of things you can't control right now. Like what is like the 1 or 2 things you can do at this very moment that will help with this? I said, well, I could call the customers and apologize and offer them service credits and tell them everything that's going on. He said, all right, well, go do that and call me later. And so I spent 4 hours on the phone, and then I spent another day the next day calling everybody. I have a great PR firm now, and I didn't hire a PR firm. I did it myself. I called them all. I explained everything that happened, full disclosure. I didn't hide anything. I offered them service credits. And the crazy thing is we didn't lose any of them. And we just hustled the next 2 weeks to get the systems back online, restore the data. Like it was hard. And our customers actually walked with us through it because I didn't hide anything. And what was interesting is most of them had similar days. And then they told me those stories, and I thought it was all over. And when COVID hit, I also thought it was all over. And the interesting thing is, this time I didn't cry. I just went to the management team. We had an hour meeting. We talked about it. We said, okay, 90% of this is out of control. What can we do? We made like 5 decisions and executed, and that was it. We hunkered down like everybody else did. But that was a seminal moment. We still talk about it a lot. There were a few other times where I thought we were over, when things got really tough and sales weren't happening, and you put your product on life support. You start to call it dead, and then you turn it around. But that was the worst single moment.